Who's that one right there in the middle?
Hey, everybody.
Nobody's watching it. You gotta wait till people are watching, and then you can talk to them, okay? Are you gonna talk to people, or are you just gonna do stickers? People are here to talk to you. So, when people ask questions, there's one question that's on here, okay? When people start asking questions, you need to speak really, really loud, okay? Remember how we've been working on yelling? Hello? Remember how we've been working on yelling? Say yes. Louder. 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 Okay, so that's how you need to talk. Got it? You having fun with your stickers? Connor?
Hey, your mom asked you a question.
You having fun with your stickers? What's your favorite sticker to do? When we go to the store, what's your favorite sticker to buy? 3? I know, but which one's your favorite? Mickey Mouse? And who? Who? Who's the other one? Connor. Who's the other one? Wait. Who's the other sticker? What other sticker do you like? Minions? What's the third one? Who? Mickey and Minions, and what's the other one? Paw Patrol. Yep.
That's Toy Story. You get Toy Story stickers sometimes.
I thought that was your favorite. You can never find those ones though, huh? You're not all done. You're crazy, dude. You got all these stickers here. Look at all these Minion ones. Look. You do those ones? And do the little Christmas ones? Hey, Rachel's on. Rachel says hi. Hi. Say hi, Rachel. Yeah. Rachel's at home with Henry probably. Henry's probably playing. Probably, I'm gonna guess he's playing with his trains. Like you took your trains over to Grandma's today? Yeah? Yeah? Did you have fun with your trains? Did Peyton dump them everywhere? Yeah? Did you get mad? What did you do? When Peyton dumped your trains, what did you do? Did you yell? Huh? Hold on one second. Did you get mad? Did you yell? Did you hit the table? Yeah? Alright, so... We're not all done. Look. Come here, we have questions here. Hold on. Come sit. Sit, please. Can you put your feet down? Careful. Hold on. We gotta get the questions up here. So, okay, look. Bailey Huey, I think is how you say it. Okay, can you read the question? It says, Connor, what is your favorite movie? What's your favorite movie? TV is not a movie. What's your favorite movie? Is it the shirt you're wearing? Is that your favorite movie? Yeah. What is your favorite... Connor, what's your favorite TV show? That's a movie. What's your favorite TV show? Toy Story 3 is a movie. TV show is like Mickey Mouse and Paw Patrol and Peppa Pig. Those are TV shows. What is your favorite TV show? Mickey Mouse? Mickey Mouse Clubhouse? And it says, what is your favorite food? Pizza. We kind of guessed that, huh? Yeah. All right, so Kevin. Kevin Carter says, hello from Michigan. No, he's in Michigan. Michigan is a state. You're not all done. Hey. Do you know what state we live in? What state do we live in? Yeah. What state do we live in? Do we live in Hawaii or Arizona? Yeah. So Kevin is from Michigan. He's in a totally different state. And he says hi. And Rachel said that Connor is watching trains. He's watching trains. Yeah. And Stephanie says hi. She likes your stickers. Yeah, she likes your stickers. Hey, no, listen. Relax. Okay? We're going to do this first, and then what do you get? TV. After this. Okay? We got to do this first. Okay? Can we answer some more questions? Ready? Turn. Look, it's on TV.
Look at it. You're right there.
Hillary says that they like Mickey Mouse too. Connor, what is your favorite sport? What's your favorite sport? Remember, you play, what sports do you play? You play basketball and baseball and soccer and bowling. What's your favorite one? You want a break? Can you ask for a break, please? Okay, you can have a break. 1 minute. You? Okay. He's going to go look for the remote. Let's see. Miller says hi. As you can see, his old mattress is still on my living room floor, and he's liking it, but it's not staying there. Max says hello from the UK. He's in a whole other country on the other side of the world.
That's crazy, Connor.
He's looking for the remote. He's not going to find it. So Rachel wants me to talk about his dream team. This is Mandy. This
Hello.
is one of Connor's therapists. Probably you're his longest running therapist at this point.
Now, yeah.
You started with him when he was how old?
3? 4?
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
And this is Mandy's little girl, Peyton.
Can you say hi, Peyton? Say hi. She loves Connor. Connor loves her, too. He says her name better than he says my name, so.
Yeah.
Connor, who's this? No, who's this?
Peyton. Yep. Connor got a little jealous today. And Mandy sent me a picture. I'll post it in a little bit, but she had to have some Mandy loving while she was holding Peyton. Yes, Kevin, Connor needs a break. He needs them frequently. So Connor's dream team consists of many people. Currently he has 3 HAB therapists that are working with him, Amanda, Kiani, and Mandy. And they all kind of split the hours between them. Mandy's becoming an RBT and going to be doing those types of hours specifically with ABA. And then the other ones do his regular life skills and habilitation goals. He has 4 hours of speech therapy a week over at Team for Kids with 3 amazing speech therapists, Megan, Dana, and Paige. And he just started OT again, and he's seeing Hannah over at Team for Kids. And that is kind of a new thing, but not a new thing. He did OT probably for about 5 years, and he had to end up stopping that. He actually graduated from the program a year ago this month. And because of all of the changes in schedule and routine and all of this COVID stuff, he had to have some re-regulation done. So we had to get him back into occupational therapy just to get him re-regulated again. So that started a couple of weeks ago. We're hoping to only have to do that for a couple of months just to get him re-regulated. So yeah, they're part of his dream team as well. And then we've got everybody at his school, at the Arizona Autism Charter School, which he's back doing. He does what they're calling appointment-based programming, and it's 2.5 hours a day from 8:30 to 11, and he goes Monday through Thursday just to kind of get him back into a routine, which he desperately needs. Come here, bud. But everybody over there at his school, his main teacher, Kristen, he's got Mr. Devon, who always looks out for him, who was his teacher last year, Mr. Patrick, all of those guys over there are absolutely amazing, and they're still part of his dream team. So everybody keeps a good eye on him. We all communicate on a regular basis, and everybody knows what everybody else is doing. When we first started this journey, I was adamant about taking a team approach. If one person didn't know what the other person was doing, it didn't benefit my kid. So I made sure that everybody had access to everybody else and signed whatever HIPAA papers needed to be signed to make sure everybody was able to communicate with each other without any issues. So everybody loves the fact that they can communicate with each other. He's got a private Facebook group just for his therapists and teachers, so they can, you know, see what he's doing and what kind of issues he's had during the day. Recently, he's had these class dojo at school, so we'll get messages from his teachers at school and stuff about, you know, he had a rough day. He said he was sad, that kind of thing, and we can post that on the group. So the next therapist who sees him later in the day or the next day can kind of see what's going on with it. Let's see, comments. Rachel says, hi, Peyton.
Want to say hi real quick?
Hey, Bailey's on. She says, hi, Conor, Coachy, and Mandy. And she loves the mattress.
Say hi, Bailey.
Yes, he's very happy with it. Last night he was watching Mickey Mouse, and he's doing this imitation thing now where if the episode that he was watching had all of the characters at the top of a hill, and then they would like roll down the hill, and he was doing that last night. He would run across the room and then dive into the mattress. So prior to that, he was diving into the couch, which is part of the reason why we're seeing OT again, is for that that sensory input. But he's kind of loving the mattress, but Mommy's not. So
enjoy it while it's there.
Hey,
Conor.
Miss Casey's on. Miss Casey?
Casey.
Yeah, Casey. She says, miss you guys. He miss you too. Kevin says, I think Conor is really enjoying the mattress. It should say, Kevin, the mattress is not in the middle of my living room. But yes, he is liking it. All right. Mandy, do you want to talk a little bit about the Dream Team? I'm going to hop over to his page and see if there's any messages there.
Yeah, so I've worked with one other client prior to Conor. I've been with him for 7 years. And my background is I had been a 5th grade teacher for the last 7 years. So I wanted to get into special education, but I didn't go that route in college. So when Kerrie had called me and asked me if I wanted to join his Dream Team, I was super excited. The communication that we all have with each other is just fantastic. Like Kerrie was saying, we're able to reinforce everything he does. So if he's working on a certain thing in speech and they're noticing that something's regressing, then all of us can kind of work on that and implement it throughout his goals throughout the day. His Facebook page is fantastic because if I have him later on in the evening and I pick him up from, or if I go meet Grandma or something like that and she picked him up from school and he had a rough day, I already know, so I kind of can walk into the session knowing he had a rough day or something. And you know, everybody posts on there so that we are all on the loop, and it's just pretty awesome. He's had a lot of therapists throughout the years, and what's even more cool, I think, is that therapists who have been with Conor, who no longer are with him, still follow him through his page. So they get to see his progress and see how much he's changed over the years. Huh, Conor?
Yep.
He's like, yeah.
Man of many words. Hey, Conor, look who else is on. What does that say right there? Look it. Conor, who's that? Hi, Grandma. I'm sure we didn't miss any messages. So, one of the messages that I got over on his Facebook page was they wanted to know when Conor was diagnosed with autism. So he was diagnosed officially with autism at the age of 3. He was diagnosed at the age of 2 as being at risk for autism. When he was 18 months old, I took him to his regular pediatrician, and his pediatrician said, you know, he's just a boy, he'll develop, you know, we'll see what happens in the next 6 months. Boys develop later than girls. You know, the same thing I'm sure we've already all heard a million times. At his 2-year visit, he still wasn't talking, he was still walking on his toes, the eye communication was not there, you know, the normal signs. And so at that time, his pediatrician said, well, let's get his hearing and vision tested, and we'll get him in with a developmental pediatrician. And so we had those tests done. Hearing and vision were perfect. And the developmental pediatrician did a 4-hour exam. They had a team of 7 different doctors and therapists in behind a glass window. 2 of them came in periodically and worked with him. And after 4 hours, the doctor came in and said, he's so young, he's just barely 2. He goes, I'm not going to officially give him the autism diagnosis, but I am going to give him the at-risk diagnosis because I do feel that he is at risk for it, and he probably has it. But the at-risk diagnosis will at least get you in the door with the state to start getting services that you need for him. So for the first year after that, he got an hour of developmental therapy, speech therapy, and occupational therapy. And he did that aggressively for a year, and then at his 3-year checkup, we went back again, and he was officially diagnosed with autism, still not talking at the time. So he just turned 10 in December, so he's 10 and a half right now. So that tells you how long we've been on the journey, quite a while. And just in the last, I would probably say 2 years, about 2 years, his speech has come along amazing. He's now to the point where he doesn't want to use an iPad, and which he was using the iPad for communication with the PECs, and then I switched him over to just the keyboard because he was starting to, you know, read and, you know, be able to type things. Do you need another break? You good? Good. Okay. We're not all done. You can take a break though if you want. Yeah? Okay, you're all done with stickers. So he was, I forgot what I was saying.
In the last 2 years, his speech has really
come
along.
Yeah, so he was using his Autism device, and I switched him over to using the keyboard. And he's just progressed tremendously since then with his reading. His writing we're still working on, his handwriting and so forth, but he can spell, he can read. But he's now to the point where he doesn't want to use his iPad. So if we can't understand him, we'll say, go get your iPad so he can at least type it out. And then once we can see what he's trying to say, then we verbalize it and have him say it again verbally. But he's not wanting to go get his iPad anymore. He wants you to try and understand what he's saying, which is totally understandable. But he's definitely come a long way. Max, developmental therapy it's very, very similar to what he was doing with occupational therapy. When he started out, he was doing like color matching and sorting blocks. It's very basic, in my opinion. At least that's kind of what I got from it. But he was just trying to, you know, develop all of his basic skills, you know, color matching, boxes, shapes, that kind of stuff, just try and, you know, develop their brain skills. He did that for about a year. Kevin says, thank you, Mandy, for doing what you do.
I love it. I love working with kids in general, and working with Conor. He's my dude.
Is his door unlocked?
It was. When I went back there, he could have closed it on us.
Conor!
Needless to say, when I had my baby, he was been the number one guy, number one kid in my life for the last 7 years, so he just gets a little jealous sometimes. But he does love Peyton so much.
Connor, come here, bud. That's funny. Why are you now not wanting to be the center of attention? Here, sit down. I want to ask you some questions.
Some questions, and then you can take another break, okay?
Okay. Mandy's going to start. Mandy's going to ask you a question, and then I'll ask you a question.
Are you ready?
Okay. Relax. You're good.
Connor, what is your favorite color?
Red?
Red.
That's my favorite color.
That is your mom's favorite color.
Does your head hurt? Yes. Do you want medicine? No, it doesn't hurt that bad? No. What are you going to have for dinner tonight?
Pizza.
Yeah. How about we have something different because you have pizza like the last 3 nights in a row. You're not having McDonald's cheeseburger and french fries. How about there's fish sticks, there's chicken nuggets, there's pancakes, chicken and rice, ravioli, lasagna, grilled cheese sandwich.
You make really good grilled cheese sandwiches.
You want Subway? Okay, so try again. If we go to Subway, what kind of sandwich are you gonna get? Turkey and white bread and Cheetos. Okay. And what are you gonna get to drink? Sprite, because you know they don't have orange soda. That's right. Good job, buddy.
Hey, I have one more question for you.
Hey, we have questions up here too. Sit, bud. Where are we gonna go after this? Where are we gonna go after this? No, where? You just said what you wanted for dinner. One more.
Where are you going after we're all done with your life? I thought you were going to go get something to eat.
Where are we going to go to dinner? Okay, so that's where we're going to go after this. Turkey and white and Cheetos. Got it. Okay, so we have questions up here. Okay. Max says, thank you for explaining. You're welcome.
Grandma says you're like my second child.
Yep.
We want to be technical. He'd be like my first child.
Okay, so Stephanie says, does Connor have any issues with sleep? Connor, do you have any issues going to sleep? No. Do you have issues staying asleep? Yes. So going to sleep has never really been an issue for him. He will probably fall asleep within 10 minutes most of the time. There is a rare occasion where it's been longer than that. Like the other night was about 45 minutes to an hour. But very, very rarely is it longer than 10 minutes. But anywhere between probably 12 and 2 in the morning, he always,
when the timer goes off, you can have a break.
Practically since the day he was born, he's always woken up in the middle of the night.
When the timer's up, then you can go take your break, okay?
But what happens is that when I go to put him to sleep, we'll go in his room, and it's now gotten to the point where I can sit at the end of the bed. I don't have to lay with him anymore. I can sit at the end of the bed as long as he knows that I'm there. He'll go to sleep and fall asleep fairly quickly. And he, as soon as he's out, I'll leave the room. But like I said, when he wakes up in the middle of the night, if I'm still up working, I'll put him back in his room, and we just start the routine over again. If I've already gone to bed and I'm already in bed, he'll crawl into my bed with me, and I'm like, I'm not getting up to put him back into his room. He can just stay in my bed. So that's been like that, like I said, since he started walking and he's out of his crib.
Grandma said, what about hot dogs? Do you like hot dogs?
No.
What?
Not feeling it?
What? You have hot dogs at like grandma's house like every single time you eat lunch there. That's like your grandma meal. Huh?
Does he still eat certain things at certain places?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like hot dogs. He won't eat them here, but he eats them at grandma's house all the time. Connor, come here.
Connor, your time's not up yet, bud.
Yes, Stephanie, as in falling asleep. Like I said, he'll fall asleep fairly easily within 10-15 minutes. But it's staying asleep at night. He won't. Rachel says, love his conversations. So do I. So when we do go to sleep at night, that is one thing that I love with him, is we actually have conversations now. So I'll ask him, who took you to school? Who picked you up from school? Who did you see during speech today? You know, today's Wednesday. Who do you see at speech tomorrow? So, you know, we'll have that conversation and I'll ask him those questions. So being able to do that he wasn't able to do a couple years ago is absolutely amazing to me.
And he argues now too.
Yeah.
When we were talking about what he was going to have for dinner one night, and he was saying McDonald's cheeseburger, French fries, orange soda, and I was saying, no, not tonight, Connor. How about, I don't even remember what I said, grilled cheese, and no, I want hamburger, cheese, or cheeseburger, French fries, and he just went back and forth, and he never used to be able to do that, or to be able to conversate for an extended period of time, so that's new. Kind of fun.
Yeah. I've always said that I can't wait till he starts arguing, and my mom would always say, you know, you're gonna regret saying that. You're gonna wish for the day that, you know, he would just shut up. And I'm like, no, still never gonna happen. He's so sweet when he does his breathing techniques. Yes, Max. We started that probably about a year ago. It usually, at first, it helped him a lot. Now I think he's just kind of over it, but it does help him a little bit, and it does calm him down, but it just kind of depends on how far along he is. Does he still paint in the tub? Emily, no, he doesn't. It's been a while that he's done that. He almost can't fit in the tub anymore when he goes to fully extend himself.
What?
Thank you, sir. When we're all done, you can have the TV, remember? Okay? But he's so tall now that his foot and his head will hit the top of the tub. So now that he's doing that, he now realizes that he can push down and then push his body back up, and he slops water all over the place. So that's
he kind of prefers
new
showers
thing
now, too, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It just depends on the night.
It depends on the night. But he prefers just doing that because he likes to slosh water everywhere.
What kid doesn't?
Yeah. I love it. Is she okay over there?
She's staring at herself in your dishwasher.
Oh, okay. She's looking at herself in the mirror. I love it. What advice would you give to parents of newly diagnosed kids? Newly diagnosed advice. First thing I would say is don't go on Google. Don't Google it, because you're going to find everything negative and not everything positive. Second thing I would say is find a local group. If you're not local here to Arizona, find a group in your area. Nope, no phone. Find a local group in your area and connect with them. Because even just the Facebook groups, you're going to find different parents that have a connection to this therapy place over there, or this speech therapist, or, you know, different social groups, all that kind of stuff. So find a local group in your area that you can network with the parents. I would probably say, if you are married, communication is probably one of the biggest things that you need to focus on with your spouse. That was a huge issue with Connor's father and I, and we're no longer together because of that. It caused an issue. The lack of communication was detrimental to us. It caused a lot of fighting. was a lot of arguing, and at the time I couldn't deal with it, and I needed to focus on my kid and what he needed. This is nothing against his father, so I'm not trying to knock him at all. It's just I needed to focus on my kid and not another adult acting like a kid. So I know that sounds bad, but it is what it is. The other thing that I would recommend to newly diagnosed parents is having an autism diagnosis is not the end of the world. It's going to be hard and it's going to be life-changing, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's the end of your child's life. Your child can do so many things with therapy, with training and all kinds of stuff. There's so many different things that these kids are able to do. Get the diagnosis as early as possible. That's another huge thing. I've just, over the last several years being within the autism community, I've seen so many parents that were told at a younger age that their child may have autism or could have autism, and they didn't want to deal with it. They didn't want to admit it. And by the time that child was Conor's age now, it's not to say that he's too far gone, because nobody's ever too far gone, but it's a hell of a lot more challenging to, one, get a diagnosis when they're older, and two, break the habits that they've been doing for so long. So it's, imagine somebody who's, had a gambling habit or a smoking habit or a nail biting habit for 10, 20, 30 years, and all of a sudden they got to stop it cold turkey or try and, change different habits. It's a lot harder to do when you've been doing that habit for so long. So a child that's maybe could have had some therapy and early intervention younger, I think that's very crucial these days. So that would be my advice for newly diagnosed parents. Mandy, do you have any advice for newly diagnosed parents as a therapist?
I guess trust the process. Sorry, Payne's got poopy diapers. So. Trust the process and know that you have to find the right fit for your child. Kerrie's lucky enough that she's able to handpick all of Conor's have therapists on his team. So that makes a huge difference. But if it's not the right fit, it's not the right fit, and don't give up.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So Mandy's right. I've been very lucky to, all of the therapists that he's had on his dream team have been therapists that I've recruited. With the exception, obviously, of his speech therapist and so forth, but his habilitation therapist and his ABA therapist, I've recruited all but one, and that one was a referral from his BCBA at the time, and she was absolutely amazing with him. So every single one of his people have been people that I've recruited and people that I've trusted. So that's another huge thing. Ironically, a lot of his therapists are former softball players that I coached when they were younger. So, for example, Mandy, I knew when she was 15 years old, and she was a snotty-nosed little teenager with an attitude on the softball field, as well as some of the other ones, Fish and Ashley, and it's an ongoing thing. Bailey, it's funny that I've all coached them, and then they've all come back to coach my kid. So I found that somewhat ironic.
She just can't get rid of us. I'm not snotty anymore, though.
Emily says one more. Does he ever ask for his old dream team people like Fish? Ironically, Fish just had a birthday the the 9th. Was it the 9th? Yeah.
It was a couple days ago, yeah.
Yeah, she had a birthday, and Conor sang happy birthday to her, and we posted it on her Facebook, and I said, Conor, today's Fish's birthday. And he smiled, and I went to her Facebook page, and he saw her picture, and he said Fish. So, yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. How hard is it to get benefits for your kids, and where do you even start to look for them? It depends on the state, honestly. The state of Arizona, in my opinion, is getting harder to get benefits. When Conor was diagnosed, it wasn't hard, but it was a lot easier than it is now. He at the time, you needed to get a referral from a doctor. You had to get an actual diagnosis from a developmental pediatrician, which he did. Then once we got that, we got in with the Department of Disabilities here in Arizona, and then they actually got us hooked up with the federal side of that, which is Altex, Arizona Long-Term Care. So he's pretty much set for now. But my recommendation would be to get with your state, get with your Department of Economic Security, get your developmental disability. In California, it's called the Resource Center. You know, it's named something different in each state, but it's pretty much all based around your state Department of Economic Security and, you know, disabilities and so forth. It is harder to get the older the kids get, unfortunately.
I want to go back to like advice for newly diagnosed parents. Something else that I've gotten to experience through being part of Conor's Dream Team is all of the different organizations that put on different events and things like that. So they, for example, Conor sometimes will go to Lego Club night that's put on by an organization so that he can kind of be around other kids. And we have opportunities to work on goals for his socialization. There's Sensitive Santa that he gets to go to.
Which she's Mrs. Claus, by the way.
Yeah, I had to take over because someone had to leave the Dream Team for a little while, and you know we're just waiting for her to come back for that. But I'm trying to live up to Mrs. Claus pre-Mandy. It was a lot of fun though. I love doing that. So there's just a lot of different things that you can get involved with, and then you get to meet other people and talk with other parents, other families, and they're a good source of information, I think, too, and kind of know experiences. But I would definitely say try to figure out if there's anything like that in your area. I know that Arizona, at least in the Phoenix area, there's a lot of things going on here, so I think that's a really good place to go, too.
I agree. Ashley Ray, who is a former member of Conor's Dream Team, we call her Miller. She says, working with Conor was an absolute privilege. I love watching him and you and Mandy continue to grow. Yep. Miller, he's definitely come a long way, that's for sure. But
Miller kind of taught me the ropes when I first started, so.
Yeah. Conor's definitely come a long way, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that he's got the Dream Team and the communication within the Dream Team. Like I said, everybody communicates with each other. Everybody's on the same page. One of the biggest benefits that he has right now is that he gets his speech therapy from 3 different therapists over at Team for Kids, and all 3 of them communicate with each other within a team. I mean, the name of the business is called Team for Kids, so they all communicate as a team individually there, and then we all communicate as a team within his Dream Team. So again, having his 3 therapists, you have stickers everywhere, dude. Having his 3 speech therapists, which is his biggest deficit right now, all under one roof of therapy over at Team for Kids is a huge benefit for him. And now also his OT, and you're making a bigger mess. Rachel says, yes, we are lucky in Arizona for events. For sure. Hopefully one of these days our events will start back up again with all this COVID stuff. It's been crazy, that's for sure. But if you're here in Arizona, definitely check out the Autism Society. It's an organization that I volunteer for. And we do Lego clubs, we do social events, we do Pump It Up events, and there's all kinds of different things that we do within the community to try and get networking and kids involved and kids talking and working with each other. So definitely check that out. And like I said, if you're not in Arizona, there's autism societies all over the country. all over the country. Find one in your local area. There's Autism Speaks. You know, there's different agencies out there, that organizations and so forth, that hold events like that.
Where's the sticker ball?
Emily, the sticker ball ended up being a sticker log because it got so big. And those of you who don't follow Conor's page, over the last several years, we've posted pictures of this enormous ball. It's almost like, what was that, Pee Wee Herman's rubber band ball? Conor would have a sticker ball, and it started out with a mound of stickers that turned into a ball that then turned into a tower. And by the time it ended up getting tossed, it was probably about 30 pounds of stickers, and it was, I am not kidding, it was bigger than this tub of stickers. And it was just sticker upon sticker upon sticker, and that's all that it was.
How many years did he work on that roll?
Oh, God. I would probably say at least 6 or 7. Yeah. That sticker resided at his father's house, and his great-grandma, who his dad lives with, would, you know, when you make donations and stuff, you get those address labels from the different agencies, and she would get those all the time, and he would absolutely, it would be the first thing, he'd dart in the door and he would go immediately to the pile of stickers that she had. There's been a couple times where he would grab mailing stamps thinking that they were stickers. And so that was a quite expensive sticker log that got thrown in the trash. Yes, so Rachel, who is the producer and mastermind behind this documentary, she runs our mom's meetup in Tempe. When we hopefully start having them again soon. But we're doing the moms meetups virtually now via Zoom, but Rachel's in charge of our Tempe one. So if you're in the Tempe area, definitely go to our phoenixautism.org website and find out when and how and all the good stuff. You're not getting the remote.
I don't have it.
Does anybody have any other questions for Mr. Conor?
Conor, I have a question for you. Come here real quick.
Or for Mandy specifically?
Hey, when you can go on a trip, where do you want to go?
Subway.
I know you want to go to Subway for dinner, but if you want to go on a trip somewhere, where do you want to go? Like, do you want to go to New York? Do you want to go to Disneyland? Do you want to go to Hawaii? Where do you want to go? Hawaii? I'll go to Hawaii with you.
Come here.
What about Disneyland? That's one of your favorite places, isn't it? Come here.
Come here, Mom.
I think I know Conor's favorite ride. Conor, your favorite ride is Splash Mountain, right? No? Then come over here and tell everybody what it is. Come here.
He likes Splash Mountain until he gets wet.
Yeah.
When he was younger, he's gotten a little better, but he doesn't like wet, cold clothes on him. So when we went to Disneyland a couple times, immediately you get off the ride and then you go to the big screens of TVs where you can see your picture and stuff. And they were looking at the picture, trying to find which one was them, and the next thing you know, you turn around and look at Conor and he's naked. So he doesn't like wet clothes on him. We're working on that, though. That's an ongoing thing that we're working on.
Conor, come tell everybody your favorite ride before they think it's Splash Mountain. Come here. Come tell everybody.
Hawaii, what a curveball. That would be, yeah, that's definitely.
You know what, though? He would love Hawaii with all the beaches.
I don't even think he knows what Hawaii is.
No, but he would love it once you got there.
And it was just the last thing you said.
What's your favorite ride in Disneyland?
Disneyland.
Yeah, what's your favorite ride?
What's your favorite ride at Disneyland? Buzz. Light. Like, what's your second favorite ride?
Star Tours. Look, and Rachel says, does he like roller coasters? Do you like the Incredicoaster?
1, 2, 3. Go!
So, I've known Conor, I've known Kerrie, obviously, she said, since I was 15. And I've known Conor since he was born. So his first actual roller coaster experience little stinker.
Conor, come here.
His first roller coaster experience, I was with them as I was being friend Mandy, and I was pregnant, so I couldn't go on the Incredicoaster with him, but he loved it. He was so excited. He rode it, I think, like twice. Conor, didn't you ride the Incredicoaster 2 times in a row? Yeah.
Hey, come here. What is your favorite snack at Disneyland? Yeah. What is your favorite souvenir to get? What? Remember? What's the big thing with the Mickey Mouse head in it? Not my head. Do you like the balloons? Do you like the parade or the fireworks better? The parade better? Yeah. So usually when we go to California and we go to Disneyland, what else do we do when we go there? No, where else do we go?
Somewhere with water.
Where else do we go? Do we go to the beach? What do you do at the beach? And the water. Yeah. Do you like the sand? Really? Now you do? So Sarah says, "Hello guys, I have been following your page since he was 5. I'm amazed by his progress." Yes, so am I. Thank you. Henry loves to go fast. Yes, Conor is a thrill seeker for sure. I absolutely hate roller coasters. I will go on the Disneyland roller coasters with him. The only one I will not go on is, what's that one log run? Matterhorn?
Yeah. Well, you won't let him go on
Yeah,
that
I won't let him go on it because he likes to kind of crawl out of things, and that's a 1-seater ride versus a 2-seater. So I'm still hesitant to let him go by himself. But the only ride that I will not go on there is the Space Mountain. I went on that once when I was younger, and I absolutely hated it. Nope, give me the phone.
I think Conor went on that too. I didn't get to go on that with him.
Henry would have a blast at Disneyland with Conor. So Rachel, we need to make that happen. You know, after COVID. Hey, can I have the cord, please? Thank you. Hey, I want to ask you 3 more questions, and then you can be all done. Okay? So you sit down. We'll do 3 more, and then all done.
How many more? 3? All right. Take a breath. All right, here we go. 3 more.
So Emily wants to know, do you like baseball or... Hold on. You done?
Nope.
Okay. Okay, Emily wants to know if you like baseball or bowling better. You like bowling? Look at bowling. Yep. Max wants to know, has Conor been to Cars Land? Oh my goodness, yes. Every time we go. And that's really the only ride. Well, no, that's not true. Soarin', he likes Soarin' over California. But the Cars ride is one of the main ones that we have to go to. So we'll always, the first thing we do is we go and we get our DAS pass for Cars. And then we go find a fast pass, and then by that time you got to get to the far end of the park anyway. So, but yeah, we try and go to Disneyland at least once a year. We attempted to go last November, and I ended up having to close down the business that I was working at, so I didn't get a chance to go. And then all this COVID stuff happened, and yeah, I hate saying that word. But anyway, yes, he loves Cars Land. He loves the Cars ride.
Almost done. That's it.
Max says, I'm so jealous. I love Disney Cars too. Yep. He likes Disney. It's funny because I didn't realize how much of a Disney freak we were going to be because my baby shower theme for him was Mickey Mouse. So, I find that ironic. you want to say? We're about ready to wrap this up. What do you want to tell everybody?
Thank you.
You want to tell them thank you?
Thank you.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, there's one more thing that I want to do. So remember at the beginning when we did this intro and you did the video and I let you go all by yourself and I only corrected you once? Okay? I'm going to have you run through that one more time and we're going to slow it down. Okay? So people can see just how well you can speak when you slow down. Okay? Can you do that? Okay. Hold on, I gotta find them first. You watch them for 1 second, I'm gonna go get those papers.
Connor, do you like to go swimming during the summer?
Swimming is.
Where do you go swimming? Where do you go swimming at? At Grandma's house?
Yes.
Have you gone swimming lately?
Yes.
When did you go swimming last? Because Grandma's on here, so.
Yes.
Oh, there you
Do this
go.
one more time and then we're gonna be all done. Okay? Alright, you ready? Okay. Yep. I am fifth grade. How about I read the next one and then you read it? Okay? So people are going to understand what you're going to say first. I go to the Arizona Autism Charter School and I love my school. Okay, you go. Arizona. Hey. Autism. Good job. And you gotta slow down, right? Because my favorite food is pizza and my favorite drink is orange soda. Go ahead.
My favorite food is pizza. My favorite drink is soda.
Good job. I play basketball. Oh, I play baseball, basketball, soccer, and bowling. My favorite is basketball. I. Hey, you're good. That was a little sloppy, huh? Let me slow down on this one. My favorite color is red. My favorite color is red, and my favorite holiday is Christmas tree. By the way, he told me to put tree.
I was wondering that when I watched
Yeah, I was like, are you sure you want me to put tree? Yes. It's like, okay. My favorite movie is Toy Story 2.
My favorite movie is Toy Story 2.
Good job. That was nice and clear. Because I like to play with puzzles, trains, stickers, board games, and magnet tiles. Magnet. Good job. Almost done. I like books. My favorite book is Peppa Pig. I like. Hey. Good job. Good job. Way to correct yourself, bud. Yeah, I didn't say that one because we just talked about it. It's a nice snot bath you just took there, huh? So says, I love to go to the beach and chase the waves, but I do not like the sand all over me.
If the fish the fish the fish
Good job. Okay, I can pee in the potty all by myself. I can even clean the seat sometimes. Good job. I have an iPad. I use to talk sometimes, but I don't like it. I like to try and talk with my mouth. Good job, babe. We are almost done. We have how many more? 4? 4 more. I love my dream team. I have come a long way thanks to all of them. Good job. How many more? 3. I can't wait to make grilled cheese for you on Wednesday during Cooking with Conor. Good job. How many more? 2 more. I hope you enjoy learning about me this week. Good job. Way to correct yourself on that enjoy part. How many more? 1. How many? 1.
How to do
That's
that?
it.
Yeah, look. You gotta look at the camera.
Are you all done? Tell us, say all done. All right, let's see if we had any last questions.
You wanna do our handshake for them real quick? Come here. Ready?
Conor, Grandma says hi, Stinky Butt. Love you.
Hey.
Alright, Sarah says, my brother Aaron also is on the spectrum and he has Asperger's. He's been acting out a lot lately. My family is at odds of what to do about his behavior. We used to have people working with him when we lived in Pennsylvania when I was younger. Sarah, you need to find people wherever you're at now and get him services again. So if he was doing well before, the whole transition part alone could be why. Everything that's been going on the last several months could be another reason why. Like I said, Conor, he graduated from his OT program last year, but when school stopped abruptly and everything stopped abruptly, we saw a lot more issues with his sensory, so I had to get him back into occupational therapy. So sometimes it just takes a little refresher course. So I highly recommend you find services wherever it is you're at. Tally says, awesome job. Hey, Tally says, awesome job, buddy. Hello. Rachel says, I love the Christmas tree part. O says, hi friend, you're doing great. Nice work. Peace out. Hey, are we all done? You ready to sign off?
No.
No, but yes?
No.
No, you want to stay on? Or do you want to go bye-bye?
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Where are we going to go?
Stay.
No, where are we going?
Bye.
Where are we going? Where are we going to go?
Subway.
Subway. He's going to go get a turkey sandwich with white bread and
Cheetos.
All right. Thanks, guys. You can continue to follow this page. If you have questions, let us know. I'd be more than happy to answer them. You can also follow Conor's page over at Autism Will Not Define My Son. And if you ever have questions or anything, just feel free to reach out. Thank you. Thanks, Mandy.
Bye.